I want to share something that changes how many people see themselves almost immediately. Because once you understand this, it becomes really hard to keep blaming yourself in the same way. What you're experiencing wasn't a choice. When stress and uncertainty stay high for a long time, the nervous system shifts into survival mode. And survival mode isn't about insight, reflection, or self improvement. It's about protection. This isn't psychological, it's physiological. In both an evolutionary sense and in our individual brain development, different parts of the brain came online at different times for different purposes. The parts of the nervous system responsible for survival, the amygdala and the limbic system, which are right in the middle of the brain at the top of the brainstem, they're ancient, they're fast, automatic, protective. They evolved to keep us alive. The prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain here at the top, here at the front, it's involved in reasoning, reflection, planning, emotional regulation, and meaning making. It came much later, later in evolution, and it's also one of the last parts of our brain to fully develop well into our 20s. It's slower, it's cognitive, and it only functions well when there's enough safety. So, when your nervous system is under threat for too long, the brain shifts priorities. The amygdala effectively takes over, pretty much hijacking the whole system. Protection comes first, thinking comes later. And this is the key point. You can't run higher order functions on a system that's operating at a more primitive survival level. That's not a personal failure, that's just how the nervous system works. It's also why you might have a dozen unfinished self help books on your bedside table, a yoga mat sitting unused in the corner of your living room, and far too many well intentioned tabs open on your computer. Trying to think your way out of survival mode is like trying to run modern software on an outdated operating system. You can understand how it's supposed to work and you can want it to work, but this operating system simply doesn't have the capacity. It's not that the software's wrong. The system just isn't ready to run it yet. This is why insight didn't land, why logic failed, why knowing better didn't make you feel any better. And it's why so many people end up feeling dumb, broken, or ashamed when none of that's true. Their nervous system wasn't malfunctioning, it was protecting them. Higher order thinking doesn't restore safety. Safety restores higher order thinking. You can't think your way into safety, but once your body experiences safety physiologically, thinking just naturally comes back online. That was true for me as well. My system became significantly calmer once I felt safe enough in my body, even though my life actually became objectively harder than it had ever been during the years when things looked fine on paper. Because regulation isn't about circumstances, it's about how your nervous system is organized. Before, my body was braced, scanning, hypervigilant, anticipating collapse, living in constant preparation mode. And now, even if there's another one of life's storms, the alarms aren't blaring. My system isn't organizing around threat anymore. And the signal is stable. That's regulation. So if you've been blaming yourself for not being able to push through anymore, please hear this. Your system didn't fail you. It adapted to prolonged stress and uncertainty. And once safety returns, even in small moments, the parts of you that think clearly, reflect, and make meaning can return too. This was never a character flaw. It was a nervous system doing exactly what it evolved to do. With compassion, Tammy.